wanted to share this short story of a time in our lives when probably the darkest time, one of the darkest times I think we both have faced, both as a married couple and, as a man and as a woman. We think that it's important for people to hear this because we want them to know what has happened, and we want them to hear the message of hope that this story ends with. So about 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, our marriage suffered probably one of the worst blows that a marriage can suffer. There was a friend of our family that my wife was friends with, and they became more friends, spent more time together, things like that. And it was a kind of weird, it got to the point where I was like, this seems like a little bit much. And it weren't very long after that, there was just some really great strain on our marriage. And it kind of climaxed that one night my wife confessed that she had been unfaithful.
So I committed a sin, probably the highest form of betrayal, infidelity. Not only did I defile our marriage bed, but I also defiled myself by forsaking what was natural for what is unnatural, as it talks about in Romans 1. Specifically, the relationship that I was engaging in was a same-sex relationship.
And it was the most bizarre moment for me because it's something that I never would have believed, ever. I felt like my heart break when this happened, but I was intent on remaining strong for my family.
I can't even comprehend that.
As bad as that scenario could be, it actually got worse. A few weeks after that,
I got a lawyer and I left.
she told me I was going to have to leave the house and she was going to take our kids and that I was just to comply. And I didn't know how to respond to that.
We got to a point where Brian would get the kids on weekends, and one weekend I dropped them off and headed to New Jersey for a family reunion. And I went out on the beach one morning alone, and I sat down and I spoke to the Lord for the first time in about a year. I sat there and, in a very flippant attitude, I might add, said, "Look, Lord God, I'm done. I'm done. And if you want to use me, fine." And I had no intention of coming back from the beach a different person, really. But I think God's light and love was shown through my family, and the Lord removed the blinders, and I was able to see that the path that I was on was leading to death. It was very bad.
I'd already accepted that this is it. You can't control who sins against you. You're if someone chooses to do that, you know, and but the Lord did protect me the entire time. And it says in Romans 8:28 that He works all things for good. It turned out after 8 months or something, and I heard from Madeline, or indirectly somehow, I might have spoken to one of her relatives or something that said, like, she got delivered at the beach, and I'm like, oh, that's great, good for her. Like, you know, I was like, that's cool. You know, I remember seeing her at court one day, and it was like, maybe she looked different, like not as ice princess or something like that, like her heart changed or something. I can't really express it right in words, but I could tell, like, maybe something was different. She looked like a different person. You know, there was still a part of me, I think, that was like, maybe, and that's a miracle that someone can even like walk through that type of experience and say, maybe the Lord can do something. You know, I told my wife, like, you should come home.
I was like, oh my goodness, you know, like, second chance. And I just couldn't believe it.
Go to the court, tell them you lied, you know, show me, you know, you're delivered, you know, if you believe these things. And you know, she did, and there was no trust. Like, I didn't trust her as much as I would trust some shady guy at a bus stop or something. I completely trust my wife now.
Like,
yeah, that ain't common.
That's not, that doesn't happen, you know?
Happen.
And I'm just like, just in the moment, I'm just like, is this really happening, you know? And, but it was happening. And I went to work the next day. He sent me flowers, yellow flowers, and it had a little card. It says, "Welcome home, my wife."